exactly.
So you said that you're not very good at mechanical stuff on the bike. Neither am I. So I'm not here making fun of you or
Bro, I would
anything.
love to be. Let me just go ahead and tell you. I would love to have that gene in my soul to be able to be like, "Oh man, something's wrong. Let me just tear that
Yeah,
apart and
just
fix it."
hearing it.
No.
Then why did you go into the wrecked bike build if you have no
Bro, the whole
inclination?
point, the whole point initially was like, okay, I don't know how to do something,
Okay.
but I don't give an absolute shit. Can you cuss on your
Oh,
podcast?
yeah.
Okay, just make
Definitely.
sure. Because I have a bad problem with that. So
Go ahead
if
and
I
cuss
need
a
to,
storm. That's why I
Okay.
have it on a different channel.
perfect. Just like I don't want to get you like demonetized or some shit. So my thought process was, my whole point on my channel is like, okay, I started it because I wanted to learn how to ride. And I had never driven a manual car or anything, so
Oh,
I
okay.
had no clue about anything.
Yeah.
Rode a bicycle around for a month
That's
to
good.
get used to two wheels. Like
Wow.
that's where I was when I started. So when my YouTube channel started, I was like, all right, I'm gonna record this so that when I get down the road, I can laugh at myself, right? Because I was like, man, you couldn't ride for shit. So an opportunity came up with a company, and they were like, we'll give you a free bike if you make videos and shout us out. And I'm like,
Wow.
okay, yeah, super awesome opportunity. And I was like, I don't want another bike. I'm good, but this could be a really cool opportunity because it was a wrecked, like salvage company type situation.
Okay.
And I was like, this will be perfect. I don't want a bike, but I would like to learn how to work on them. So that's kind of how the idea of Wreck Bike Rebuild came. I was like,
Okay.
I want to learn how to work on it. I don't care that I don't know how to, because if I don't know how to, there is at least one other person out there that doesn't know how to do that. So I'll learn on camera so that other people can watch and hopefully learn from my what ended up being many mistakes. and I'll, the game at that point was to figure out a way to fund it to where the money didn't have to come out of my pocket, because I didn't really want to do the build it and then try to sell it situation, because
Yeah.
like that's kind of up in the air. You know what I mean? Like, what
Yeah.
if it takes a long time to get it sold? What if you can't sell it for the price you need to? So that's what led me down the path of Patreon and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, it's worked out really well. Still, I know way more now than I did.
Yeah.
But when you surround yourself with people that really know what they're doing. So Brian is a freaking genius when it comes to working on bikes. He sees them differently than the majority of the people. So kind of surrounding myself with him, like, I have definitely learned a lot. I've learned a lot of like little tips and tricks and stuff. But yeah, by no means do I know what I'm doing. It would take a lot longer for me to do a build by myself than with him.
I know more what not to do than what to do on a bike.
At this point, I should, but I try to explain to people. People watch the show, and I get the question of like, "Bro, we've been through this before," and I try to explain to people that if it was just me and Brian, if we were like buddies in the garage, I'm sure I would have learned more by now. But what a lot of people don't realize is when we're filming, what I have to have in my mind is a lot of stuff, and I'm also trying to learn how to do the stuff on the bike. So I'm trying to make sure that the show is produced well. My eyes are constantly like, is the audio recorder on? Okay, it's still on. Is the camera still recording? Like, there's so many things in my head while we're filming. So it often probably looks like I'm stupid as hell. But I try to, there's not really an opportunity to look at the camera and be like, hey, I'm doing a lot of stuff in my head, not just working on this bike. So it's one of the interesting parts of it.
I understand that completely. Like when I tell people not to start motovlogging right when they start riding because of that. I mean,
terrible.
They're thinking up here that the production without the actual safety part of not wanting to crash. So
I did that, so I can't say too much, but I would push somebody in the same direction, like, learn what's going on, and then when you start feeling comfortable, because I get a ton of those comments when I've kind of shied away from doing motovlogs, but I'm doing more of them now. But I would read the comments of like, oh my God, put your hands on the handlebars, put them on, put them on.
And I'm like, that all the time, man. I'm Italian. I talk with my hands. I mean, what the heck?
But like, I have to. Like, if I got one hand on my throttle, it's like, look, even if I wasn't motovlogging, I would still have one hand on my throttle. I'd have this hand like wherever it's comfortable, and obviously, if a car's right in front of me, I ain't gonna be chilling with one hand. You know, I'm gonna be ready.
Yeah.
But I see those comments all the time. It's like, look, man, I ride like I ride. That's how it is. As long as I'm making the conscious decision of what I'm doing, I'll be okay.
Yeah, and I personally pick like a road that there's not a lot of traffic. I go at like 2 in the afternoon during the weekdays, so there's no traffic at all these different things, but they don't see that because it's riding, and that's what it is. I mean, the production behind it, why we chose all that stuff, and the hands off the handlebars, man, I got that for so many years. Recently I got somebody mentioning that I had my mirrors folded in while I was riding with no hands on the handlebars, but it's the 360 camera that had the distortion. It looked like I had my mirrors folded in. So I get that kind of stuff all the time. I'm like, I'm not going to mention much to that, but